Hello, everybody, and welcome to Best of Three, an esports podcast by Organized Gaming. I'm Mike, and I'm a competitive player.
Yeah?
I am. It's true.
All right. My name is Alex Kim. I am the founder of Organized Gaming.
And today we are joined by Abbe Borg, the one and only Die Hard Birdie from Lenovo Silver Seniors. Abbe, thank you so much for Silver Snipers. Thank you so much for joining us today, Abbe. How are you doing?
Thank you for asking. Very well. I'm happy to see you. I'm happy to be here together.
Happy to be here with you. Yes.
Great.
This is my son.
Yes, and with him,
something.
I'm the son. I'm David. Hi, guys.
With him, we have David Drake, and that is Die Hard Birdie's son, Abbe's son here. So thank you again so much for being with us here. All right.
So let's get into a little bit about who Die Hard Birdie is. Tell us a little bit about how you got started in esports.
I think you should whistle first.
Oh yes, absolutely. Before the podcast, we heard a little bit of a whistle. Ooh, there it is. That was actually
really hear that there.
I could not do that if I tried.
So let's a little bit of explanation on the whistling there. Did that incorporate into your name Birdie, or how did that work?
Yes, this is why I chose this name, Birdie.
Oh.
Well, tell him about how I used to find you.
I found you. All right, I found you. Tell me.
Okay, so when I was a kid, and I get lost in Stockholm, Sweden, at IKEA. Because we had, of course, we're from Stockholm, Sweden, right?
Right.
He would whistle, so I could find him. I mean, I'm like a little kid running around 7, 8 years old, and I lose him. He'll just whistle, and I'll just follow the sound, and I'll find him.
So he would do that whistle.
Yeah, and you guess what?
Wow.
He whistle with a leaf, with grass, with paper, with plastic.
Wow.
And Dad, whistle without anything.
Oh.
Wow, it sounds like a bird.
Yeah.
It's an actual bird. All right.
So the nickname is you hear Birdie, fair Birdie. Hear Birdie,
No.
fair Birdie.
Fair Birdie, not fair Birdie.
You don't want people to be scared of you?
Well, listen, when he games, he says if he's too close to you, then you're gonna hear him, and that's a problem.
Right. I see.
Once you hear him, it's over.
Yeah. So he always whistled as I grew up with Dad. It was endearing to me. Of course, some people get upset, like, "Oh my God, don't whistle at me. Do you think I'm a dog?" I'm like, "No, my dad used to find me that way. It's endearing for us." So I enjoyed it all my life, and he got the nickname Birdie, Die Hard Birdie, because of that, right?
Was the nickname Birdie before his esports ventures, or did you have that?
I start 4 years ago, and Lenovo recruited me.
Mm-hmm.
Together with the team, everybody asked have a choice some name.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I chose my name like this, Birdie.
Birdie. Okay.
Right.
Everybody have tough name, very tough name. I like Birdie. I'm hiding in the shadows. I'm shooting or whistling.
Right.
It's my style.
All right, I convinced him to make it a little tougher with Die Hard Birdie. So we added a Die Hard here recently.
Well, I like the slogan too. I mean, hear the birdie, fear the birdie. Like it's great. It makes sense. Once you hear somebody, it's over.
We came up with some more. What was it? The last sound you hear before you hit the ground.
Oh,
something like that. The last sound to hear before you hit the ground. Something like that.
I like that.
I like that one too.
Let's dive into your guys' history a little bit. So I'm curious. I know that Abbe, you're a competitive Counter-Strike player, but how did David get sort of pulled into all of this? Like, actually, let's start with this. Where does your gaming background start? Let's go.
My?
Yes.
You know, 70 years ago, I was playing with my friends. What I can say?
Cops and robbers.
Cops and robbers.
Okay.
Cops and robbers.
You know? And hiding.
Right.
Shooting.
With your
I
fingers.
see you, bang, bang, you're dead.
Right.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, we didn't have paintball air guns.
All right. I will tell about
So you started in sort of like real life, sort of almost Counter-Strike.
That was 70 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, 70 years ago. And then
Yeah.
when did you start getting into like actual video games?
Video games about 30 years ago. This was some ping pong, you know?
Atari ping pong.
Atari.
Ping pong like this.
We used to play that at home.
Oh, nice.
That's it.
But you know,
That's it.
Dad ended up becoming an artist, and he didn't play anything until the Novos recruited him 4 years ago, the Silver Sniper team.
That's incredible.
That's it, 4 years.
That's incredible. That's absolute.
Yeah, just 4 years. Yes.
Wow. Okay. That's a. Sorry. Go ahead.
So between Atari Pong and Counter-Strike, there was a multiple decade difference there.
Yeah, it's big difference.
Oh yeah.
Very nice. Wow.
I was very good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And
How
so
can you tell?
And so
He
when
beat
you
me.
well, there you go. And so when you jumped in 4 years ago, what was that like? How was the learning curve? Did you find it hard? Did you find it did it come naturally?
This is I was the beginner.
Mm-hmm.
Green about esport.
Yeah.
But slowly is a good culture. Slowly I was better and better.
How many times do you guys play a month?
I was playing him out about 10 hours.
Wow.
10 hours.
10 hours just together with the team. And home, you can try by yourself playing Counter-Strike. 1-2 hours maybe.
Well, actually, Dad, you guys used to play in the largest European gaming hall in Stockholm.
Yeah.
Right? Twice a month.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
How large is this gaming hall?
Oh, I don't know, but it's supposed to be the biggest in Europe. I don't think it's not like, I don't know.
About
20,000?
25,000, 30,000 people.
Square feet.
Wow.
In about 3 days, 3-4 days.
That's
Oh,
amazing.
competition.
Competition.
He's talking about the
Dream hall.
gaming. He's talking about the gaming hall where you practiced. Oh, yeah. That one probably fit 20,000 square feet in Stockholm, I would say.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
Still very large.
That's amazing. I
Yeah.
definitely do want to talk about DreamHack later, but I just to stay on with when you first joined on the Lenovo Silver Snipers, what were your other teammates like? Did you know them going into this, or did you get to know them, become friends with them as you were playing?
We are getting strong when we are playing together. It was like a team, you know, 5 members, like just one hand.
Like a fist.
Right,
Like a
right.
fist.
Yep.
Communication,
5 fingers, 1 fist.
coordination, tactics.
And they had a world champion training them when they got together
Yes.
twice a month.
That's incredible.
But, you know, they got to know each other as they got together, as they got recruited by Lenovo for the team. And that ended up becoming the oldest member of the team. And when they won the world championship, we got the beautiful title, the oldest world
The
champion.
oldest. How old exactly are you, Abbe?
78.
78 years old.
Yes.
Amazing.
78 years
79
old.
now.
That's incredible. And you've been playing Counter-Strike for 4 years now.
Just 4 years. Yes.
Yeah.
So starting at 74, that's incredible. I can't even imagine. I can't fathom what that would be like.
Of course.
And check this out. He's teaching me, his kid, now to play Counter-Strike.
Just basic movement.
That's true.
I mean,
David,
you know-
are you a gamer at all?
Let me see. I got hooked up on Farmville for a month.
Oh, okay.
Back. I was gonna invest in gaming, and I wanted to know what Farmville was. Oh, I got majorly hooked on it. But after 30 days, I made a hard stop and just quit. But no, not really. No, I haven't got into gaming until my dad started getting into it.
Wow.
You know, and I mean, but that's also another thing, you know, for all the people, the shout out to everybody listening. You have to set up the computer for your parents and grandparents. They're not going to be able to figure that out. And even after you set up the computer, you have to show them the basics. Otherwise, I get frustrated and I walk away. I don't want to play again. Yeah. I mean, I'm like, if you don't show me the basics, I'm out. It's just too frustrating. I'm not knowing what to do.
Right.
So that to me, he went younger generation.
The boss must have patience.
Patience.
Yes, the patience. Yes, the boss.
Both of us.
Both of us.
Right.
The father, the son.
Well, he's better at it than I am. But you had more practice than me, to my defense.
Yes.
Oh, that's incredible. All right. So, man, I want to know, like, how so he started becoming sort of a competitive player, and how did you get pulled along on this ride, on this journey with him?
Did you just see what he was doing and wanted to join him, David, or did you see something that you wanted to kind of jump on in this kind of situation?
Well, look, when 4 years ago, I live here in the U.S. I asked him to come over and hang out with his grandkids, and Dad's like, "No, I'm busy." I'm like, "Excuse me, you want to see grandkids?" No, I'm busy. I have to practice. I'm playing on the top team for Lenovo, and team members were meeting up and practicing, and we're traveling around the world.
Sure.
Paris, we went to Kiev, we went to Helsinki, we went here and there competing. And I'm like, what are you doing? You're retired. You're not supposed to be working. So he didn't visit much. And then, of course, last year he came to visit. The whole team, of course, got nervous because he's gone for 2 months. And recently, I convinced him to retire from the team. He is the world champion. So, retire from the team. You still got the title. Come and hang out in the U.S. I'll build another team around you. I think we're going to call it Team Die Hard Snipers.
Wow.
We want to reach out. We want to reach anybody who's over 60 that were in the military. So, audience, listen up. If you got grandparents that were in the military, make them watch this and share.
Why is that? Why specifically in the military?
Well, he's a gray gamer, so they got to be over 60. And secondly, I figured if you in the military, you were trained to communicate and you were trained to not get shot. Instinct to reignite, But Alex and guys, you got to remember, you guys might be able to play 5-10 hours a day. The great gamers don't have the energy to do that.
Right.
They don't have the energy to become that competitive. They need to have a balance. So that's become more of a brand recognized gamer, lifestyle gamer, and he's playing 4 hours a day. I think that's a lot.
Wow.
It is a lot, actually.
Absolutely.
But I think you got to remember, I don't think I would like that to happen excessively. I mean, some of you guys might be practicing 10 hours a day. That to me is excessive. It's your job, but it's not my dad's job. Nobody's paying him to play. He's playing because he's passionate about it. Right. I think it's important to remember that, you can be healthy if you balance your life. Go out a little bit and stay in. I've seen that documentary where you had to get a container outside the house because they got so many boxes of items because they never went out. Just to
hoarders. Yeah.
They were in the container because the whole house had gamers in it.
Oh, with gamers. Yeah. That can definitely happen. And exercise is incredibly important. Same thing with my grandfather, who's actually he's above his 90s now, but he needs to so he's still hanging in there. He's still around, but he needs to get his exercise. And if he was sitting in front of a computer for 4 hours a day or whatever, I might think that's very unhealthy for him. Right. So it's a little bit different. Yeah.
Well, Alex, show him this piece and let him know that he can game with Dad and me if he wants to.
There you
go. For sure. That would be incredible. Oh, man.
And I think with that, let's take a little break. And when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about the Silver Snipers and the history and Abbe's participation and contribution to that over the past 4 years, and then into the future, which we'll talk about in just a moment. We'll see you then. Welcome back to Best of Three in our conversation with Abbe Borg. Die Hard Birdie, let's talk about the Silver Snipers. Can you tell us, I'm so curious, hearing that you came in 4 years ago, not really having played competitive games, being recruited into a Lenovo sponsored team. How did that happen? How did you get on their radar? How did they know who you were?
I was a model, statist.
I see.
Oh,
Extra.
just.
Okay, so you were an extra. Okay, so you were kind of like a model and an extra. Cool.
I call him a Swedish supermodel.
No.
Nice Swedish supermodel. He doesn't like it though. Look at him.
The love between you two is incredible. This is
it's
just really nice to see.
So nice.
He's a supermodel, and that's why you look
I'm 78, old body, but young spirit.
Right. I could see that. I could see
nice.
that.
Yes.
And that's good for me.
So how did Lenovo pick that out of you then, or how did they even find out about you?
Just I don't know how, but I get some information.
Okay.
Welcome, and I meet 4 people more.
Right.
Together it was 5, and then everybody was curious, and everybody liked to try to do something.
Yeah.
Something new.
Yeah, and let me add a little more color to it. When he stopped coming to visit us and the grandkids, that was 6 years ago.
Really?
And he actually became the most popular senior citizen and model and commercial actor in commercials and print ads.
Wow.
So he was in the subways, he was in the bus stations, commercial ads, out in the archipelago, looking at pads, picking movies, dancing in front of a hot tub. I mean, he sent me pictures from the photo shoots, and every week he was getting booked throughout Sweden.
Oh my goodness!
Wow. So it's not like they randomly found him.
Right.
They found the number one guy who was the face of gray models, Swedish models, and who could act and could actually perform. And he offered him to train with a star team that they were putting together. So here we go.
That's amazing. And so, so 4 years ago, get on with the Silver Snipers. At what point did you start traveling? Did you start traveling immediately with them, or did that take a while?
It's taken a while.
Okay.
But really fast. We fly to Helsinki, Finland, and Moscow, Russia.
Wow.
Yeah. And Kiev.
And Kiev as well. Wow.
And France, Paris.
I'm going to grab something while he continues.
Yeah,
no problem.
And inside the country, Sweden, the DreamHack.
Yes.
DreamHack, yeah.
It was DreamHack, summer DreamHack and winter DreamHack.
Right, which are held in Sweden.
Yes, in Sweden.
And tell me a little bit about.
Very good time.
Yeah.
Very good times.
The young people likes us. They likes us very much.
That's great to see. I'm glad that younger people can see this and embrace it.
Oh, here it is.
Oh.
You guys see this?
Would you look at that?
See you at the rematch.
See you at the rematch.
That's incredible.
There's a poster all over Sweden and my dad's face on it. So what happened was the Silver Sniper created a team in Finland, and the Swedes were playing the Finnish. In the first game, Sweden won. So they put my dad's face on every poster in the country.
Wow.
That's sort of it's incredible to see also some of the culture of esports from Sweden, which can be very different than here.
They're embracing it.
Yeah. I'm not sure that you would see this type of thing on ads, subway ads or bus ads or anything in Canada. So that's really incredible to see. That's a really cool picture too.
I made a poster of it,
Yeah.
It looks badass. Little Sean Connery.
A little Sean Connery.
Somebody else, I'm a nice guy.
Well, and funny enough, I'm looking at that exact picture on the deck that you had sent a little while ago, and right underneath that is the line "Keeping cool is a superpower," and I love that line, and I really wanted to kind of delve into that. What exactly do you mean? Explain that a little bit more.
In my case, I like to just say, don't be afraid to be killed, because you'll be killed many, many times before you win something. So have fun, have some pleasure, join this play. This is very good. Don't be afraid to be killed. You'll still, in the end, in life.
Alive.
In the end, you're alive. Right.
So
Yes.
This is happy end.
But you have to be cool and relaxed and patient, right?
Yes.
So people, they come to you sometimes.
Yeah.
That's valuable advice too. You get
Incredible advice.
Wisdom. Yeah. This is incredible wisdom coming out of a competitive player. So
the oldest world champion in esports. Tell us what it's like representing Sweden in world championships like that. How do you feel?
It was good. It was good, really good, and this was very exciting. And this was a big. Everybody of us was afraid, but we was very good, and this was a big surprise for us, and everybody feels proud and happy.
Yes.
of course, it's what an achievement, and even more so at that age, right?
Just we prove that we come, we can, we came, we come, we come. It's a city. Sorry,
Came.
we came. We are. We came. We won.
There it is. We came. We saw. We conquered.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's incredible. What were the teams like that you were facing in these world championships? I'm sure they were much younger, correct?
The first one was in Stockholm, Sweden last summer, 2019.
Okay. DreamHack there.
The first one and the only one so far.
Mm-hmm.
How many teams did you have there, Dad?
Is a competition? That's competition.
Yeah, for Grey Gamers.
Yeah, it was Germany, Finland, Americans,
Right.
USA, and we.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
With 4 Grey Gamer teams, I think you had to be at least 60 to be.
Yeah.
I see.
First time it was offered. Nobody's ever done this before, right?
Right.
So this time it's an option.
But we play French competition in Moscow, in Paris.
You liked Paris, didn't you?
Paris is very, very nice. Nice, and because they pick up some young people from the public.
Yes.
Right.
The audience.
For the audience.
Cool.
It was about in the age between 10 and 20.
So they randomly picked them to play the Grey
They
Gamers
play
Really?
with us.
on the stage.
And we won.
You know, and you know, people walking up. I saw pictures. People walking up to Dad all the time for selfies, left and
Right.
right. You know, it's the coolest thing ever.
Absolutely.
The energy, the welcoming, the surprise. You can just feel it from the images and the videos. I mean, there've been over 1.5 billion impressions around him and the team for the last 4 years.
Wow.
He has this amazing brand recognition, and it really gets people excited because there's a chasm. There's a big divide between the older generation and gaming, and that's going to bridge that. He's going to bridge that to become more mainstream. We're working with ESL, the tournament organizer.
Right.
Try to put something together with them and the founders. They're one of the biggest ones in the world. So
to build out a gray gamers league or something. Wow, that's incredible.
Yes.
It's needed.
Oh, absolutely, it is.
Oh yeah.
It starts with the audience, going to their parents, say, "Watch this. You know what? This is happening."
All right.
So I had no idea that there was this whole ecosystem of gray gamers, that there was gray gaming teams and there was tournaments for them as well. That's incredible.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the things that a lot of youth today deal with, if they find that they're competent in any kind of game, is they need to kind of bridge that gap with their parents and get them on board with what the children are doing. But this is such an interesting situation where instead of getting your parents' permission, it's more like encouraging your parents to participate in this world because it is there. And it's ready to accept people of all ages, really.
Well, I mean, yeah, I agree with you because I got a twin daughter, and when I was traveling, I used to use games to stay in touch with her.
Sure.
And, you know, that's exactly what we want, you know, to convey to the parents and grandparents. Way to stay in touch from distances. It's a real industry. It's a real sport, real revenue, real business. And the only way to do that is for parents to pay attention and show some interest in the gaming.
Yes.
It can only happen if, you know, the gamers like Dad shows me how to do it.
Right.
That's exactly. This is the reverse.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, and I feel like now we're living in a time where we're also going to start seeing that happen from parents of a bit of a younger age as well, bringing their children up, you know, through the esports ecosystem. But it's so interesting and so cool to see it happening already from children who are already adults. So
yeah, well, they're all going to turn 60 one day. So this is inevitable.
This is inevitable. There you go.
Yeah.
Now,
Dad wanted me to tell you guys about a fun experience that we didn't have yet.
Please.
Okay.
So, about 2 months ago, I fly Dad to New York, and I take him to NASDAQ studios in Times Square, where CNBC's aired, and I'm recording him there for Bloomberg. After that trip, we were supposed to heading up to San Diego because a production firm, a partner of ours in LA, got the Marines together at their base down in San Diego. Right. And we were going to film that in gear, running around with paintball outfits with the Marines in 2 teams in dilapidated buildings. And we're just going to shoot
cool.
Yeah. And of course, 2 days before we were going to travel, the virus happened and we had to cancel the trip.
Oh, no.
I'm still fantasizing about that trip because that's so cool. And I told them, look, Dad can't jump up and down like you guys do. Rule number 1, nobody can shoot that. Unlimited lives.
There's Live Hard Birdie.
We're going to have that one happen. So
that's playing with cheat codes today.
Needed, you know? Filming people running around, and you know that would have been really cool. We'll do it.
Absolutely.
Well, hopefully you guys can get that going again afterwards. Maybe, but yeah.
Yeah. And before we head into our last break in our Q&A segment, let's talk a little bit more about what's going on now for all of you. Now, it's lovely that the 2 of you are together during this time. I'm really glad that you guys got to at least be in the same space rather than across countries during this.
Yeah, definitely.
How else has this kind of impacted what you wanted to do?
What do you want to do next, Dad?
Next, find somebody 60 plus and build some team.
Mm. And are you able to do that during the COVID situation, or has that made it tougher to do?
Just now at this time is very tough. Life hard.
It is.
I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
We got to figure out a way how to find them.
But this is possible.
So is this something that you guys are still sort of trying to work on through the quarantine, or is this something that's sort of on hold until after everything sort of resumes normality?
What do you think?
I think it's on hold. We're not opposed to it, but everybody's hunkering down at their quarantine situation at home. If there was a way for us to reach grandparents and make sure that whoever introduced them to us also sets them up to have the computer working, then you could do something. But I think the fastest way for us would be probably in the fall, where we'll do a Great Gamer competition from home with a $50,000 prize.
Okay.
Yes. Now you start finding them. Right?
That's incredible.
Look, Die Hard Birdie, any social media you want, Twitter, Instagram. Yeah, he's trending on Instagram, by the way. Send him a message any way you want. It'll get to him. So we'd encourage anybody to send us a message, whether you are a great gamer or you're their grandkids.
Beginning.
Yeah. No experience needed. Absolutely none.
No.
Dad started from nothing, and he only practiced with the team twice a month. And it doesn't really take that much time.
If I come, you come too.
There you
Incredible.
go. Now, when you say you practice with the team twice a month, that's great. Did you do a lot of solo practice as well? Practice by yourself, or?
Yes, solo practice at about 5-6 hours a week.
Okay.
Yeah, but now, how much are you practicing now?
Just now, between 2 or 4 hours per day.
Wow, he's getting into shape.
There it is.
Yeah.
Wow, incredible. Okay.
30 hours a week sometimes. He's always disappearing in the house. I know it. I know how to find it.
The computer. Where's the computer?
There it is. All right. And with that, let's take one more break. When we come back, we do have a few questions for Abbe and David. But we'll get to that in just a moment. We'll see you soon.
See you soon.
All right. See you guys soon.
Welcome back to Best of 3 by Organized Gaming, the one of 2 OGs in the Zoom call right now. David on the break was just showing us something else that he has. Can you show the camera what you were showing us just now?
Yeah, an artist in New York made me OG for Original Gangster a few years ago. And I had to call, before I got it made, I asked my friends in Bronx, Brooklyn, and Queens who grew up there if I qualified to be called OG. And they're like, oh yeah, you walk so slow like you own the street. Dad would disagree with me. He'd just get annoyed, like, you're walking too slow. I'm like, I want to enjoy the walk.
Oh,
I remember.
I want to enjoy New York and all the other people walking fast.
Everybody was walking fast.
Everybody, yeah.
Everybody.
I would even
There
tell
you go.
people, I'm just going to enjoy the walk.
Yeah. So the last segment that we have here on Best of 3 today with Abbe Borg is a Q&A segment. Our first question, as always, is brought to you by Waves Gaming, which is Canada's first esports hub and official HQ of Amuki Esports. The question that Waves Gaming has provided us today is how and where do you like to play or train? Do you try and do it wherever you can, or do you have a specific place where you really like to play and practice?
Home, I have some place, some room.
So it's usually at home.
I usually
Play at home.
playing home.
Is that your preferred place to play? Like that's where you are the most comfortable?
Yes.
Right here, where we are right now.
Perfect.
He got his desk set up here, laptop.
He's got his battle station.
Noise cancellation doors for babies running in. Yeah.
There you go. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about there. Noise cancellation door. Absolutely.
But Dad, you take your time also when you practicing, you know.
Yeah.
You have the same layout for maybe a week and you kind of practice different positions in that layout.
Oh yes, I do this.
Yeah. We'll put it up on YouTube on Twitch.
Oh,
so
cool.
Is that right?
He's been very methodical going through the same position. And then he moves over after a week, he'll go to another position. He really grinds it in one position.
He doesn't go the same way all the time because I was playing with bots, expert bots.
Right.
They are fast, but I like to test them, what they are thinking if I go in the same place all the time, what they are doing. And then I can play some tactics.
Right.
And
trick them.
And trick them.
The mental warfare.
Yes.
The mind games, yes.
So we saw some people.
Mind game, yeah, you're right.
Mind game. And we saw some people online saying, oh, he's only playing bots. I'm like, look, that's how he likes to practice. Not too much stress, not having to show up for a team that is not going to be great gamers because he can't find great gamers online.
Right.
He's going to be playing with kids who are playing a lot. So he's been setting up with bots, and then when he's ready next week, he's going to start playing teams. They want to get comfortable knowing the map, catching up, and he used to have 2-3 highlights, right?
More highlights, but I chose only 3-4 max.
It used to be he had 15 highlights one training session. I'm like that.
Wow.
Down to maybe 2-3 because. But when he started, it was 2. Now it's 15.
Right.
So again,
he's a lot better now. There you go. I like that answer. Let's move on. Next question that we have: how much do you think age and reaction time have affected the way that you play? If you had started doing this as some of the younger people that you see in esports today, how do you think? Do you think that you would be a competitive player?
I face my reaction reflection is better now.
I see.
And coordination between eyes and hands is very, very good.
Yes.
Better than before you started? You're saying it's improved since you started?
Since I started.
Yeah.
And then I faced that if you're keeping your mind or your brain active, you can be better.
Yeah, and we noticed that.
The age doesn't make it impossible.
I like that.
It's possible to be better.
So as long as you work at it, you can do it.
Yeah,
it's a great mentality.
So I'm telling to everybody, if I can, you can too.
There you go.
What a message.
What a message. And you know what, our last question that I really want to drill down on is one that we try to ask every expert in whatever field in esports that we talk to, is how can somebody like you get into esports later in life? So in this situation, I mean, how can somebody who is retired, who is a great gamer, how can they get into esports? What can they do?
Just write email to me.
Yeah.
There you go.
Absolutely. And so what would you tell somebody who did that?
Yes, but in the first, you have to find some guts,
Mhm.
support for you people around you, and don't be afraid to try something new.
Mm.
So you have to find the courage.
You have to find the courage. But in the first place, you have to wake up your spirit. Everybody has some spirit. Somebody have an old spirit, but if you wake up the spirit changes to the young spirit. Courage
I
spirit.
like that. I do like that.
You can try like me.
Yeah.
From the 0 point.
Right, because he started from nothing, really. Like you couldn't start at zero more, really.
Yeah. All right. Don't be afraid. My English isn't so good, but I try to communicate.
Mm.
And I hope you understand me.
Absolutely. No, I think that you've been doing fantastic. And that's a great testament to, and a great message to all people out there, is just, if you have the spirit to do something that you have not done before, or to learn something that you don't already know, then, give yourself the time and you might find yourself a world champion, like,
Yeah, this is possible.
Absolutely. Tell me a little, I'm so curious. So you went through your working career as an artist. Is that what I've come to understand?
Yes.
All right. So tell me about that.
I was working long time ago with stones, metals, and I was done small pieces and some connect together.
And paper.
And now I'm doing books art, papers art,
Mm.
and connect together too.
Why paper though, Dad?
He's gonna bust something else out. He always has something.
Because this is easy, not heavy.
And he can always grab a napkin somewhere to make something instantaneously.
Right.
He smiles with people when he gives them a paper rose in less than 3 seconds. And
Wow.
it doesn't melt wherever you go. A waitress, a cashier, a cop. We have one recorder, a cop in a car that he gave it to. So this is other art he makes. He takes books and he makes art out of it.
Really cool.
That's what he does.
That's really cool.
He can't do that on the road, but he likes to keep his hands busy because he's the fastest fingers in the West.
The fastest fingers in the West.
By the way, everybody who's listening on podcast providers right now and can only hear, you need to go and check out the video version of this on the Organized Gaming YouTube channel. It is amazing what Abbe can do with the books.
He's just you've just led such a unique life.
Yeah. And it's interesting how, you've gone through your career using your hands, and now in your retirement and you're playing Counter-Strike. That's also, a form of using your hands.
Yeah, you're right, Michael.
The precision is incredible.
Dad and I have a hobby. The whole family has a hobby of taking photos.
Yeah.
So when I took Dad to Paris, which is his favorite city, or to Lake Como several times, Milano, Dubai, Abu Dhabi. I even took Dad as my date to a beach in the Maldives for a week.
Nice.
Everybody like to see us.
So we were the couple. But when he took pictures, I couldn't take the same picture, it'd be redundant after a few thousand. So I kept taking pictures of him taking pictures. So he had his own paparazzi for 20 years. Maybe we'll take a picture of me taking a picture of him at Lake Como, Abu Dhabi. Great
Very
memory.
nice. That's such a nice story. I'm living for all of these stories right now. This is fantastic.
Yeah, this is what you show your kids and tell them this is what you need to do when you grow up. Take care of me.
Yes.
Oh yeah, definitely. I like, how happy would I be if this was me at 78? This would be an incredible life well lived. So
there we are.
This is life's commercial.
Yeah, life's commercial. All right. So before we go, how about you tell us one more time, how can seniors, gray gamers,
Anybody
come to you? How, like, what am I trying to say here? What do they need to reach out to? What is the email that they need to send?
Or, where's the best place to reach
Yes, exactly.
DieHardBirdie
At Gmail.
At gmail.com.
DieHardBirdie@gmail.com.
And you can just take Die Hard Birdie, go on Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, anywhere you want. Type in Die Hard Birdie, and that will pop up.
Mm-hmm. Die Hard Birdie. Absolutely.
Please go check them out. Support Gray Gaming. I mean, it's just such a cool concept that I didn't even know existed until today. So, wow.
There it is. All right,
Michael, you guys have been fantastic. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you so much. We appreciate having you too. Before we go, Alex, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at KrispyKim.
There you go. And then you can find me at StillJustMike, wherever you find people. So that's Twitter, Instagram, Twitch. You can find Best of 3 wherever you find your podcasts, or you can send us an email at bo3podcast@gmail.com. Guys, again, thank you so much for being here, and we appreciate you. Stay safe, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.